Hey everyone! In this video I will show you how I quickly painted a bright and textured background on this canvas. Test adding a color to the white swipe color. Show you how I protect the back of this piece from drips and the swipe and end results as well. I'm Elisa with JDiction and let's get started. Okay, so I've got a 12 by 12 level 2 canvas here, and I coated the back with some resin that I just colored black, and that really helps reduce the sagging in the middle of the canvas when you pour resin on it. But first I am going to take some of this Viridian acrylic paint by the Fine Touch, and I'm going to add it to some Floetrol. And at this point I hadn't done a acrylic pour yet, and so I wasn't quite sure on how much of each I wanted. So I just kind of started with a little bit of each and then mixed it around, and I needed to add some more Floetrol. So I did that and got it good and mixed up and incorporated with each other. And I added just a little bit of water as well, just to thin it a little bit more. And you can see how much it drips off the stick and how thin I got it too. And that seemed pretty good for me, for what I needed. So I'm just gonna pour it out and spread it around. And I wanted to make sure that I still saw the texture underneath of the canvas. And then keeping it so thin and light also helps keep kind of the brush strokes, and I wanted that texture as well. So I did it pretty thin, dried it with the hairdryer, added the rest of the paint and spread that around as well and dried that too. And I'm going to be using some Clearcast 7050 resin that I got from the epoxy resin store. And there's links and discount codes for all the colors and products that I use down in the description. And I've got the Gloss White Protective Enamel by Rust-oleum. It's an oil-based paint, and that's the swipe color. And I'm going to be adding the Fluidart resin yellow to that. I'm also going to be using the Fluidart resin white and Res teal and just resin graphite. Those are the colors. And I'm going to get all the resin mixed up. You always want to make sure you start with your hardener and then add the resin to it. This resin can be done by volume or weight, and with such a small amount, I really actually like doing it by weight now. So I'm just doing it with a little pocket digital scale. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up for the video, subscribe to my channel, and click that notification bell down below. Check out my Facebook and Instagram pages too. And I'm just going to get the rest of these colors mixed up here. I'm just adding just a little bit of the Rust-oleum enamel paint to this, just a few drips off the stick. I'm going to get that mixed up, and I'm going to show you how transparent I like to keep it, and especially compared to the opaque white, so you can see the difference between the two. One's more a lighter creamy color, and then you got the solid white going. And then I'm going to put that away and get the yellow. With these Fluidart resin pigments, you want to shake them up. The bottles I got had some caps that just didn't seem to want to let the fluid out. So I just take that out and added a few drops of the yellow in with the Rust-oleum enamel paint. Got that mixed up. I wanted it a little bit more transparent, so I added just another drop to it and got that good and mixed up as well. And those Fluidart resin paints or pastes you can get from the epoxy resin store too. And I realized I hadn't put any tape on the back, which I was actually proud of myself for catching prior to starting pouring the resin. So I just flipped it over, grabbed, I think this is 1.5 inch electrical tape, not the 2 inch, and just put that down on all 4 sides, making sure I rubbed down the edges really well so that there wouldn't be any leaking, or minimal leaking if any. Put the thumbtacks back in, and then I'm just going to coat it in some clear resin, making sure all the sides and everything is covered, and that'll just help the colors flow when I start to do the swipes. And I popped the bubbles, added the rest of the resin here just to make sure everything was covered. And I'm going to do just little strips, basically ribbons of each color next to each other. And actually I'm going to put the white down in between the two, the teal and the graphite. And then I'm going to put the yellow swipe color just next to the color as well, not on top. And I've got some freezer paper here, and you just want to tap it down about a pencil width is as much as you really want down. It'll drag a little bit more as you go. And then you swipe the colors over the swipe color itself. So I'm taking the graphite and the teal and the white and swiping them over the yellow, and just cutting off the end of each piece of paper to not have to worry about wiping or contaminating any swipes after this. And then I'm just going to do another little ribbon pour here, same as I did on the other side. Colors next to each other with the white in the middle and the yellow next to it. And I did the first swipe and realized I went the wrong direction that I had originally intended to. So I added a little bit more color and then did the swipes again on the other side. And then I'm going to heat it with the torch really quick, and you can really see those bubbles pop out when I hit it with the torch. And I think that Rust-oleum paint really does like a little bit of heat, not too much, just a little. And then I touched up the edges just to fan them out a little bit, and here you go. Definitely let me know what you guys think. I love how that yellow just pops out, and all the texture and depth that these colors give to each other, and seeing the canvas down there too. I love that texture of the canvas. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Definitely check out my Instagram and Facebook feeds, and you can help donate to my channel through PayPal or Patreon or my Amazon wish list as well. And you can check out things I have for sale on jotsdesign.com. And don't forget, there's links and product discounts below. And I will see you later.